So, Danny's thoughts after the game versus Blackburn Rovers last night is this. He described it like a boxer, a collapsing boxer, he said. He said, we played some really good football. He said, afterward, the fact we were fast, good in transitional moments. It was a good first half, but 2-0 is always a dangerous one. And the home team could be on. And they used this. Here's the thing. We've had this kind of game before. We're just not used to it being a first half dominating the game. We're used to it being a second half collapse. First half not doing well and a second half doing really well. Like I said last night, 45 minutes of football is something we can't do. We really struggle with that. But before we get more into this, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate it. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. I think we're something stupid like 15 away from hitting 4.5k, which will be incredible. Halfway to that goal of 5k that I want to get to by the end of the year. So we'll see if we can keep that up. He said, we lost our man at the corner and then it was a tough game. There were 50-50 duels. We felt like a boxer. We got knocked and tried to stay, but it was hard. I think when you take all the game, it's a mirror of our season. Yeah, and he gave examples like Millwall, Luton, QPR, all these things where we've had that kind of situation where we should be a little bit better. I think he used Cardiff and Hull as well. And you're just thinking we have to be able to dominate a game and be able to still be in it. And it's just one of those things where we can't do that for a full 90. We do only 2 halves of 45. Can't do it for a 90. We struggle with it. We really do struggle with it. And this isn't just the Danny rules thing. This has been something that's been a Wednesday thing for a long, long time now. And I don't know how it's still that way. He said the team invested again. The attitude and mentality was there. There was not a feeling that we played for nothing. You felt they wanted to win and they're now disappointed. The result left Wednesday in 13th place into Champions into the weekend game against Oxford. You've got a feeling that there may be more chances to come at Hillbrook when the Owls return to action once more. It'll be interesting to see what he does as well, because he spoke about how McNeil's done well and he said he was unlucky probably not to start. I really want McNeil to play. I think we've got to start seeing then. Bio started. I think he spoke a little bit about Charles and the thing. It's just, it is what it is. It happens. You just hope he doesn't react and go, "Oh, Charles have made 2 mistakes. Let's not put him in. They'll put Beader back in." I don't think that'll be the case. I think Charles, while he's been playing, has been good. Now, one of the things last night was Barry Bannon was not in the team to starting lineup as it was, and he did say he got a knock. He was on the bench, but he wasn't in a position where he could come up at all by the sounds of it. He said, let's see, and he said he expects Bannon to be able to play a part over the weekend. He tried yesterday, he tried in the warm-up. You never know at this stage. I look at my captain and how many games he played without a break. This is outstanding. How he's always invested. He's not a machine, he's human. I don't know. Hopefully he's available. We have 3 days and this is good to build up the fresh legs and mindset. My players are hungry for more minutes. He spoke about Dominic Iorfa, who also fell out due to injury because of the matchday squad. Windhoff was just rested as well in this one. No problem there because we know he came on. But it is one of those things where you look at Wednesday and how we played and you're just thinking, is there something more that Wednesday can try and invest into in terms of just getting that last little bit? Because we really do struggle when it comes to a 45 minutes to 45 minute games. It's just something I've noticed for a while. We drop off. And again, I think last night was very much a case of going, we're not used to seeing a dominant first half by us. We're normally used to seeing them get at us and then us go in at half time. And then as we go in at half time, we go and talk talked things over and we changed things around. I think some of the subs last night weren't the greatest, but I think he was trying to see what he could do and who was available and what could work. But these things happen. It's annoying because you think you're going against a team that basically not won in 5. They've lost all 5 and then they've got to get a draw and you're like, that's going to make them really upbeat now. Like, stupidly upbeat. And they might take a little bit into that and go, right, how do we invest more to try and get the most out of our season now? That could give them the little boost they need to go on and try and push on a bit more and just start building for next season. And you look at things like that, a draw last night for both teams. I think second half, Blackburn Rovers probably should have taken all 3 with how they were playing. We hung on. But that has been the case of our season. And I think Danny knows that that's something need to improve with when there's a hole anyway. And I think it's going to be very difficult, whatever happens, to fix that. Because I don't know if that's a mental thing or not. It could be a mental thing, it could not be. But I'd like to know what you guys think on this. Because I like Danny's analogy as a boxer, because it did feel like a boxer getting battered a little bit and then just hanging on to stay in the match. And that, I think that's been us most of this season, just having to try and hang on to games when we dominated. And again, it was unusual for us last night because it was the first half where we played well. It's normally the other way around, and I think that's where people have seen it and gone, we are used to seeing this, just not with us having it where we're not coming from behind. We're not used to being the ones to be in front. We're normally the ones that are chasing the game. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens going into Oxford. Hopefully Bannon's fit. Hopefully Iorfa fit. I think Iorfa may have been a little bit of a miss last night. Good minute for Autobio as well. But we're going into more of the same, and then next week is the busy one because it's 2 games, very back-to-back concessions, aka Easter weekend. So you've got the Good Friday game and then you've got Easter Monday games, and then you're looking. Then I think you're only looking at what if I remember correctly, I'm not that awake this morning. Yeah, and then you're just looking at 2 more games, and then the season's done. So yeah, it's showing you how fast this season's going and stuff like that. So let's see what happens. Hopefully Sheffield Wednesday can pick up maybe another win, maybe 2 wins for the end of the season. But our next game is at home, and we know what our home record is like. But yeah, let me know what you think about Danny's comments.